This piano is absolutely the piano of my dreams. It does everything I want it to do. I was very specific in what I wanted it to be able to do. It is absolutely one of the top 3 pianos I've ever played in my life, and I've played hundreds, maybe thousands of pianos. I would go to the Lindeblad site and see what they had and read the testimonials and read, what they did to pianos. And the more that I looked at different piano restoration companies and pianos that were for sale, I found that these were the people who really knew what they were doing. And the more that I read and the more that I looked into how they do the restoration process, from the action to the soundboards to the pin blocks to restringing, everything, it just made more sense to me to work with them. And the Lindeblad company was just hands down the best that I found anywhere. So I made an appointment to go up to New Jersey, and I met the entire Lindeblad team. I went to the showroom, played on a whole bunch of their pianos for at least an hour or two, and then we went to the restoration facility where I saw the B. When we went to the restoration facility, I was speaking with his father, Paul, who oversees the whole process. He was so excited in describing what they do and how they do it. And you could see that pianos are really his passion, not just a business of restoring an instrument, but this was something that he genuinely loves to do. And I think it's a real thrill for him and everybody at Lindeblad to bring a piano back to life. So I went to the restoration facility, and that's where I met this lovely beauty and played it in its unrestored state. Never at any time was there any pressure to, oh, would you like to buy this piano? Would you like to buy a piano? None of that. It was just, here's what it is, here's what we do, here's what we can do with this instrument. And after playing on it and touring the restoration facility, which is kind of like touring the Steinway factory without the Steinway sign outside, I knew what the Lindeblads were capable of because I had just spent 2 hours in their showroom playing on probably 8 different restored pianos. And so I had a really good idea of what was going to happen to the instrument. It was just a completely comfortable, trustworthy process. I had no doubts at any time that I was doing the right thing, that I was going in over my head, that this was a piano that if I got it home and didn't like it, that I was going to be stuck with it. I never had any of those concerns. My piano technician said, "What happens if you don't like it?" And I said, well, there's a return policy that I think can't be beat. But I know that I will never return this piano. Since I've purchased this instrument, and I've talked with a number of other pianists about the company, I'm finding that there are other people out there here in Miami who are familiar with Lindeblad. And the first things that they say are, oh, they're really good, or I've heard really good things about them. My experience with them has been just phenomenal. To come up with a piano that is literally the instrument that I've always dreamed of, to be able to have an instrument that is so responsive and can do everything I want it to do, is wonderful. And I would have no qualms recommending them to other people, and in fact, I have. I can see where somebody might wonder a little bit because it's a rebuilt, a refurbished, a restored instrument. I can say from my experience, having toured the entire restoration facility and seeing all those boxes of Steinway parts, that this is what's going into these instruments. Genuine Steinway parts, genuine Steinway caliber installation of everything on the piano. I think that if you're worried at all about, is this instrument going to be genuine, I wouldn't worry. I'm completely comfortable with my experience and with all the instruments that I played when I was there. I was completely comfortable working with the Lindeblads. However, other people who were advising me and making sure that I was asking all the right questions kept bringing up things that I would check out, and they always did check out. Is this the right instrument? Would you rather try the 1950, whatever it was? No, I was pretty sure about that. What happens with delivery of the instrument? How is that handled? What happens if it's damaged in transit? None of these things. I wasn't worried about any of that. What about the guarantee? Lindeblad's guarantee is better than Steinway's. And I felt completely comfortable with that. I teach this stuff for a living. And when I want to show my students, this is how a piano works, this is what these parts look like, this is how they're adjusted. Lindeblad's website is one of the very best resources for that. It has more information than Steinway, including Steinway's online videos of how pianos are made. It was an easy process. It was a completely comfortable, trustworthy process. And I felt like I had made the right decision at every single step of the way.